In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to attach a skirt to a corset. The easiest way you can use to attach your skirt to a corset. Truth be told, this is best done on whoever owns the dress or a size that is similar to whoever owns the dress. But in the absence of whoever owns the dress or somebody to model as the owner of the dress, you can also do this on your dress form, which is on your mannequin. And in the absence of that, you can as well do this on your table. In my case, the person I made this dress for has hip of 37, and the smallest mannequin, the smallest dress form that I have, has hip of 39. So I just could not attach my skirt to my corset on my mannequin. I had to do it on my table. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you the easiest way you can use to achieve this on your table in the absence of somebody to model it, or in the absence of a mannequin or a dress form to do it on. So all of this starts with a clean and neatly sewn corset. So it starts with a plain base, which is what I have on my table. This is my already neat and well sewn corset that I'll be attaching my skirt to, and I've gone ahead to attach the yoke as well. You don't necessarily have to attach your yoke before you attach your skirt. You can attach your skirt before your yoke. And when I was attaching this yoke, I did not attach it on the owner of the dress. I attached it, I fixed this yoke, I cut this yoke and fixed it on my table. And it was during a live stream. I did a live stream when I was fixing the yoke of this corset. If you've not seen that live stream, if you've not watched it, just check the live stream section of my content on this my channel. Just check the live stream section, you'll see it there. So you don't necessarily have to attach your yoke on the owner of the dress. You can fix it on your table and it will come out perfect. So this is the skirt that I want to attach to the corset, and on this my skirt I have fixed my first wrapper on it, which is my wrap. I've fixed it on the skirt already. It's not a must, it depends on the style you are trying to achieve. If it's a style that you have to wrap the first wrapper when you are done making your dress, that's fine. But for me, I have fixed my wrap before fixing my skirt to my corset. So when I pick up my corset like this, I can obviously spot the under bust, because where the cup stops is obviously the under bust. So what I will do is to take my tape rule and place that person's under bust measurement. Like in our case, our under bust measurement is 12. So I'll be placing 12 where that cup stops, which is the part that will fall on the under bust when she is wearing the dress. And from there, I'll proceed to marking a half length. A half length is 16, depending on where you want your skirt to start from. I want mine to start from 1 inch below the half length, so I marked 17. Like I said, depending on where you want your skirt to start from. So on the middle, it will be touching the 17 inches, and on the side, it will go downward a bit. You can see from the video that I played at the beginning of this tutorial, because that's the same style that I'm making. So towards the side, I'll be using 21. On the middle, I'll be using 17. On the side, I'll be using 21. And that 17 that I measured at the back, I used 16. I traced it from the front to the back. So on the back at the side as well, I'll be using 21. So you can see I just traced from front to side and then to the back, flipped my corset to the back, and I proceeded to marking it so that it will be easy for me to just stitch on and tack my skirt on. So when you are done doing this, what you will do next is to pick up your skirt and you wear it inside your corset like this, so that you can correctly mark the portion that you'll be cutting out on the skirt. So after wearing it like this, you can go ahead to trace the chalk that you've marked on the corset. Just check it and check the part where it falls, like I'm doing. If not, you can decide to remeasure on your skirt. But what I did was just to use the corset to trace the skirt, and then I proceeded to cutting it out. I'm cutting for the front first. I'm done cutting for the front. You can pin it down so that it's stable, it's not just moving around. And when you're done cutting for the front, you flip it to the back just like I did, and it's now time to cut for the back. Like I said, depending on the basque waistline that you are trying to achieve, you can just get creative with this, but it is basically the same method. As long as you can draft it out or mark it out on your corset, that's the most important thing. So after cutting out my waistline like this, what I'm supposed to do next is to untack it on my corset. But before then, you have to turn that part that you've cut out. So I have to flip it inside so that I can use the doll face to turn the lace, so that that edge, that tip can come out perfect. And after turning, I had to reshape the side. You have to open the side a bit, so I had to stitch it back the side, and then I gave it a good press and flipped it back to the right side. And after flipping it to the right side, this is what it's looking like at this point. So you will bring back your corset and put it inside your skirt, just like I'm doing. You will now take a needle and thread and neatly untack your skirt on your corset. Another method you can use is to use your sewing machine to stitch. Sometimes I use my sewing machine to stitch it, especially when the only kind of boning that I've used in my corset is the Reggiline boning, the sewable boning. But if I've used the boning that is sewable and the one that is not sewable, there are sometimes if you want to give your corset more structure, you use sewable boning and you still insert the boning that is not sewable inside. So in a situation where I've used a boning that is sewable, I use my sewing machine. I just put that sewing machine on number 5 so that my stitch is not too tight, it's a bit loose. So in this case, I used my sewing machine. But in a case where I've used 2 kinds of boning that I can't stitch on, I use my needle and thread to tack my skirt. Another thing is, if the style of outfit or dress that you are making is this type that you still use applique or probably beads to cover up that joining, you can stitch it straight, like you can face it the way it's facing each other now, and stitch it very tiny with like 1/4 inch on top of the corset. But if you know that you will not use applique to cover it, like in the case of this particular dress that I'm sewing, you flip the skirt to the wrong side. The right side of the skirt will be facing the right side of the corset, and then you will neatly stitch it and flip it downward back and give it a very good press. You can put a piece of fabric on it so that the pressing iron doesn't burn your corset. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to someone. If it has been, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified the next time I upload a new tutorial on this channel. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, please ask me down in the comment section. I'll be more than willing to answer all of your questions as much as possible. Help me share my tutorial amidst your friends and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next upload. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Bye.